Hello everyone! Welcome back to Breath of the Wild. I know we're done with the series, we finished the entire game. But there's one little bonus that I want to do, and it would not make sense if I streamed it. If you couldn't tell, this is not a VOD, and the ones after this won't be either. I'm recording this and posting it. So the last thing we have to do, that is very much optional, but I'm doing it, is we're going to max out the rupees. So to do that, the method I do, or I did 2 times in the past, the previous 2 times I finished this game, I believe I came here. I don't remember where I saw this method. Might have been Austin John Plays. So it's now 10:01 p.m. of March 30th. Man, it feels weird playing this and not having anyone watch me live. It's not like many people did anyways. I can't believe we're already back to playing this game, haha. After I literally just said we're done. But hey, this is a bonus. I also have a double monitor set up right now to help prevent as much lag as possible. So it's been a short while since the last time I played this. In fact, since the last time when I finished the game, what I've been doing is I've been going back and patching up a couple of VODs, because I did know that some of them needed some audio fixes, so I've been editing those and reposting them. Okay, so what I do here is I start a fire. Where's my flint? Flintlock wood? There it is. For some reason, if you do it underneath this tree, then rain won't affect it. So I got my full rubber outfit on right now to help prevent electricity, or being hit by electricity. I also need to check what bow I'm going to use too. Right now I got... You know what? I want to use this up. I think I do it in morning? Yes! So what you want to do here is you want to aim for the horn. I almost said aim for the bow. Alright, so there's one. Now you don't have to pick it up immediately. You can let it pile up a bit. So I'm going to use a flame weapon to constantly relit this. And that's how you grind for rupees. You just constantly shoot the horn, keep on picking it up, and just go and sell it. I should also, give you guys a fair warning. That's all we're doing in these next few bonus ones until the rupees max out. See, sometimes they land here, sometimes they land there. You can just let them pile up. See? Now I have 2. And I have a 3rd one waiting for me over there. So, I kid you not, we are going to be doing this for hours upon hours until our rupees are maxed out. So if you want to click off, if you don't want to watch this, I don't blame you. Because this is, like I said, a bonus. The last thing to complete is maxing out the rupees. Which is very unique, because I've never played the game like the way I did before. Wait, like the way I did playing the way I did. I never played it like that before. Where I literally did everything possible that I could before actually, beating the game, quote unquote. There will also be times where the lightning will strike Farosh, causing a part of him to get hit. So your arrow will actually do nothing. So yeah, sometimes lightning will strike and you get yourself a scale. Yeah, it's random whenever that happens. But yeah, I never finished this game the way I did playing through it on footage. Completing literally everything. In the previous 2 times that I did, see, that's also why the rubber suit is good. Not only because of lightning, but also his electric balls won't hit me. But yeah, I never did it that way before. In the past 2 times I've played this game to 100%, I always, did the Divine Beast first, and then I went and did some other stuff. And then I would finish the game by beating Ganon, and then do the Koroks and locations and everything else. Mini-bosses after, too. So I never played it that way before. Imagine, okay, this is why I'm recording this right now instead of doing it live and posting the VOD. Imagine if I did this, if I streamed this. Absolutely no one would watch it. I don't expect anyone to watch this right now anyways. But at least it's out there. And in case anyone wants to see a method to grind for rupees, this is how I do it. There's another method, I think, of you taking down a bunch of Lionels. And then you cook the parts you get from it. And then you sell it. I just think this method's faster, because if I'm not mistaken, each piece of horn sells for 300 rupees. So, if you max this out, 999, let me pull out the calculator real quick. 999 times 300, that's 299,700. I probably should have figured that out. It's like, what's 300 times 1,000? That's 300,000. What's that times? What's 300 times 999? It's just 300,000 minus 300. I probably should have known that. But, I've never been known to be good at math. And eventually, once we run out of arrows, I'll show you guys, a method to grind for arrows that isn't amiibos. I think one more, and then I'll start going to collect the horns. Because you also want to make sure, I don't know how many the number is, I always played it safe, but I always, whenever I felt like it was right, I just went and collected them. Because you also want to make sure there's not too many, and then they start despawning. Then I got the ones on that side to go and get. Oh right, I didn't even finish my statement. So since the last time I played, when I finished the game, like I said, I've been editing a few VODs to fix them up, fix up the stuff that, fix up the audio that needed to be fixed. And then what I also did was here and there use my amiibos and sold the food I made to get the rupees. I mean, I made a little bit. I made like a couple thousand rupees. And to be honest, I probably could have just done this. And then, be halfway done with grinding rupees. Then I come on and be like, hey, I grinded a lot of rupees off screen, but now I'm going to show you how I did it. I hope it's not lagging too much on the footage. Because this is different. This is recorded. This is not being live streamed. It should actually be better because it's not being broadcasted. Which is actually a little more awkward for me because, no one's hearing me. Now I'm just talking to myself in an empty room. Only this time, no one's going to actually click on to watch it. In the past, people could have clicked on at the moment I was doing it, but now no one's ever going to hear this. I can say whatever the hell I want. No one will ever hear it. So not rupees, using my amiibos is a decent way to grind for small amounts of rupees. In between the times I do these. Which, ideally I would be doing every day. But I don't. I can't say nothing like, I promise I will do them every day, unless of course I forget or I don't feel like it. Because since the last time I played this, I only did it 2 times. Mostly because, well, yeah, I genuinely just forgot to do it, or I just didn't feel like it. I think both times I did it, it was like 2 in the morning. But, you know, what's interesting about that? That's not an interesting story. Oh, I got a couple things I want to talk about. Just a few more life updates, as if anyone cares. So, it's the end of March. It's just about to hit April, which I can't believe we're already about to enter month 4 of the year. Time is just passing too fast. But yeah, winter should have ended by now. It did get warmer the past few days, like a couple days ago, to the point where, you know, this is the reason why I'm beginning to hate springtime, spring and summertime. You know, typically when the weather's not cold. There was a centipede in the house again. You know, now that it's getting warmer, centipedes don't have to... Do they hibernate? Well, whatever. Regardless, now that it's getting warmer, the insects are coming back out. And I can expect to cower in fear whenever I see a centipede or a spider. And have my family call me a big fat baby whenever I see a tiny little insect. You know, normally in my family, in my house, I am the one, like, it's always me. I am always the one who spots these things. Whenever I go into a house, not a house, whenever I go into a room in my house, or like the hallway, I always observe as if like, is there something lurking by? Is there something staring at me with like 16 eyes? So normally I'm the one who always spots them, no matter what, like every time I'm the one who spots it. But I didn't spot it this time. I was washing dishes, and then after I was done, my dad came up to me and was like, didn't you know there was a centipede right above you? And I'm just like, what? There was? So I went back and looked, you know, very cowardly. And sure the hell enough, there was there was one right smack dab there on top of me. Right above me, too. You know, I let my guard down, like I didn't put my guard back up. Always, you know, having a detection alert for insects. Because I didn't think it was time yet. I knew it was getting warmer, but I hoped that they wouldn't be back yet. Well, now that it's getting warmer, I've only seen one so far. Just the one. And I think I got a little bit more time. I got an extension for them being gone, because the past 2 days has been extremely cold. In fact, it was snowing the past 2 days. That's Canada for you. And I'm in the southern part of Canada too. I can't imagine like... Imagine like the northern parts of Canada. But yeah, you know, speaking of April, you know, those who, you know, keep notes about my life, which I don't know why anyone would. Who knows, maybe one day there will be a wiki page about me. And then this information will be on there. I don't know how I would feel about that. But the internet's the internet. But yeah, like I said, April's coming up soon, and I just haven't been very happy the past few days. Like, I've been actually genuinely really sad. I don't know if it shows, like, I don't know if my family noticed, but I feel like part of the reason why, aside from school, which I'll talk about in just a moment, is the fact that my dog's birthday is coming up soon. And if anyone has a good memory, you'll remember that his birthday was on April 1st. And right now, as I'm playing this, it's March 30th. So in 2 days, it would have been my dog's 15th birthday. And he passed away when he was 13. It's, you know, it's heartbreaking, but that's just how life is. Life starts, life happens, life ends. We had flowers delivered today. My sister bought flowers to, you know, to offer him. I don't know when she bought it, but they were delivered today. They're actually right in front of me. Well, kinda. Because for those who don't know, you know, the room that I'm sitting down in, playing this game, talking to myself, the room I'm playing this in right now is the room where my dog's remains are. You know, his cremated remains are in this room, and they always have been. Every time I've been playing this game, I've always been sitting in the same room where his remains are in. So the bouquet of flowers is actually, you know, in the same room with me right now. It's heartbreaking to think that, you know, every single time I've been playing this game and other games, with a couple of rare exceptions where I recorded somewhere else, every time I've been playing this game at least, I've been in here with him. Or rather, he's been with me. I miss him every day. I think about him every day. Well, that's just how grief is, am I right? I mean, didn't Vision say it best? What is grief but not love persevering? So I guess that's why I've been pretty sad lately, like why I've been in such a downer mood the past few days, because I knew my dog's birthday was coming up. And then there's also the fact that, you know, school. So what's been going on with me in school besides me failing? So I've had 4 assignments to do. Like I have 5 classes this semester, and one of them is a lab class. So so technically I have 4 classes where I actually have to study and do work. And, you know, take away the lab class, guess how many assignments I got? 4. 1 for each class. And today was the day the first one was due. I did it all last night. And in fact, it wasn't just me, but the entire group in the group project, the group presentation, we all did it last night. I don't know why I was like the one stressing the hardest about it, because I've already given up on this class. I don't remember if I mentioned this before, but I super failed the midterm. Even though I studied, I got a 41% on the midterm. And I'm currently getting a 48% in the class. What I need is a 60 to pass. So that ain't happening. The only things remaining in the class that could boost up my mark was 1, this presentation, which is worth 5%. 2, another test. In fact, 2 weeks to the day as of me playing this. A test worth 15%, I believe. And then the final exam, which is 35%. Yeah, I ain't doing none of them. Well, I should say I'm not doing any of them good. Even if I get like 100% on this presentation, which I'm not, you know, holding my breath over. Pun absolutely intended for this game. Even if I do get 100%, that's not going to boost me that much. And I'm clearly not going to ace the test or final exam. So I've already given up on the hope that I'm going to pass this course, this class. And yet, why was I the one who was stressing the most about doing or finishing that assignment? Good God, excuse me. That pizza I ate for dinner is all over my breath, along with that creamy garlic sauce. That creamy garlic dip sauce that I use for the crust. So I had that assignment due today. I just presented my part in the presentation, and then I was out. Oops. If only I didn't present it at the very end of the class, so I had to sit through the entire class. It's not like I pay attention anyways. And I know people are going to say, well, that's why you're not passing. And yeah, you're right. You know, you can't get the reward or results without putting in the work. I'm a shiny hunter, of course I know that. I'll talk about shiny hunting in a second too. That's another thing I want to talk about. I could be wrong, but I feel like sometimes they drop down there. I could be wrong about this too, but I think sometimes they drop even all the way down there as well, like below the waterfall. It's like sometimes down there on that ledge, or even there. I don't think I see any. I don't know why my Cryonis pillars keep on disappearing. Alright, so today was the day that the first assignment was due, the first out of 4. So I'm going to take the rest of the night off, evidenced by me doing this right now. My next assignment is due in 2 days. Today's Wednesday, it's due on Friday, which I'm going to work on tomorrow, on a Thursday. And it's very simple, it's just another presentation. I got my one section, which is, one topic of the overall subject. So it should be very simple, it shouldn't take too long at all. Man, we've only shot this thing just under 40 times. It's already been over 20 minutes. How many do I have? 38. Your total number for rupees in this game is very large. So, you're going to have to do this a lot. I think you're going to have to max out grinding horns like 3 times. Over 3 times. And that's like 3,000 pieces of horn. This thing must be able to regenerate very quickly, because I don't think that horn of its is going to generate 3,000 pieces without us completely shaving it off. So either it keeps on regrowing pieces of horn, or we're getting some... Wait, no. I would say we're getting very small pieces of horn, but the pieces we're getting are actually pretty large. So maybe that horn is larger than it looks. So yeah, first assignment was due today, which I finished. Next assignment's in 2 days, at like 8 in the morning. And then, pretty big assignment with like 40% of the entire class is due on April 11th. And then I think I got one more that's like April 8th. For that I have to watch a video and then write like a 500-word essay on it. I think the instructions were like 300 to 500. I need to double check. But clearly that's not on my mind right now. So, let's talk about shiny hunting. So, I'm still shiny hunting in BDSP, just not as aggressively as I have been. I discovered this method that actually works. It's called the blink method. You may have heard of it already. I think I watched it on Papa Jaffe's YouTube channel. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name. But I downloaded the program. My firewall said there's no threat with this software, so it's safe to run. You can never be too sure about stuff you download off the internet. And it genuinely works. I think I earned a break, okay? When it comes to shiny hunting. I shiny hunted everything legitimate ever since Sun and Moon. Back when Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire came out, I didn't know about restarting the game or soft resetting for shinies. So I just caught every legendary and saved the game. It wasn't until Sun and Moon where I shiny hunted for a few things. Wait, no, that's not even right. I shiny hunted for a few things in Oraz too, but okay, it wasn't until Ultra Sun and Moon where I hunted every legendary legitimate. Ultra Sun and Moon, I did every legendary and Ultra Beast through the wormholes, and then Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield, I did all the Dynamax adventures and Overworld, not really Overworld, but other encounter legendaries. I hunted all those legit as well. The longest being Groudon, taking 24 days. And then a couple of other, honorable mentions that each took 3 weeks to hunt. So after I finished shiny hunting everything in Sword and Shield, I went back to Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, Let's Go Eevee, and shiny hunted the 4 legendaries there. Moltres taking 3 goddamn weeks. And then, I set my eyes on shiny hunting every legendary in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, despite the fact that I have all those shiny legendaries in other games, so why am I wasting my time? I feel like I've earned this, okay? I earned a small break. Hey, I shiny hunted the 3 Kanto birds and the 3 Reggies, legitimate. Articuno took me a whopping 16 days to get shiny. Zapdos took exactly 7 days, took 1 week. Moltres, I failed 2 times and caught it on the 3rd try. Which I got super lucky and got 3 shiny encounters in 6 days. But I got super unlucky by failing it twice. And then the 3 Reggies. If I'm not mistaken, Reggie Rock took 11 days. Reggie Ice took 21 days, so 3 weeks. And then Reggie Steel took, I think, 10 days? So yeah, I shiny hunted all those legit. And then I discovered the blink method while I was hunting Reggie Steel. I tried it on Reggie Steel, but it didn't work because I was already in the pure space. So I had to not be in there for it to work. So after I luckily got Reggie Steel, legitimately, and then I tried out this method, and lo and behold, it worked. So I already got myself shiny Raikou, Entei, and Suicune in Brilliant Diamond. In fact, I got shiny Suicune just earlier today, the day I'm recording this. I got it like 5:30 in the afternoon. So out of the 30 legendary / mythicals I'm going to hunt in BDSP, I now have 9. What's 9 divided by 30? I have no idea. I suck at math. Calculator time. 9 divided by 30. That's 0.3. You would think I would have known that. But nope. That's 30% done. Is that even right? Wait a second. 9 over 30. Yeah, that is 30%. Yeah, I'm stupid. Look, math ain't my strong suit, okay? So yeah, I'm now doing the blink method for everything else. So right now, I'm about to start hunting Mewtwo, quote-unquote hunting, totally not cheating. Well, I should say totally not hacking, because it definitely is cheating. Look, as long as I'm not hacking the game, then it's fine with me. It still counts as a legitimate shiny to me. You can disagree, that's totally fine. Where'd my wood go? Like, as long as I don't hack the game, as long as I'm not going into the game's code, manipulating it and forcing it to give me a shiny, with like perfect IVs and best nature and whatever, I don't care about that stuff anyways. All I'm using is a program to analyze the game based on my character's blink patterns to give me like 2 different codes that I put into another, that I put into Pokefinder, and then that tells me when the shiny is. So I'm essentially just using a program to analyze the game and then timing it right for when the shiny is meant to show up. I'm technically not manipulating the game at all. So it counts to me. It's not hacking, but is it cheating? Absolutely. Look at that, my bow's finally almost done. Once I use up all my bows, that's going to force me to use my amiibos more often, because I'm going to need more bows. The arrows aren't a problem, it's actually the bows. Because I'll show you guys an arrow grinding method outside of amiibos when I get there. I know I mentioned that, but let me just remind you. Been talking to myself in an empty room for over half an hour. At least it's somewhat therapeutic, you know? It'd be a little awkward if I was literally just talking to myself alone in a room. But something about the fact that it's being recorded and it's not just being said out loud into an empty void that no one will ever potentially hear. Nah, I don't know. Would that be better or worse than me just literally just letting everything out and no one will ever hear it? Ooh, that arrow still hit. You also want to make sure, like, if you haven't noticed, you want to make sure that you stay in the slow motion mode once, like, until the arrow hits. Because if not, you go back to regular time. The arrow could fly somewhere else because the dragon's moving. Yes, I do have it equipped. In terms of shiny hunting, like, I've decided that what I want to do in terms of shiny Arceus, besides getting 2, because I have both Diamond and Pearl, I want to hunt at least one of them, if not both, probably just one, on my birthday. Because what I want to do is I want to hunt the first one just as a trophy, just to say, here, I hunted everything. Like, keep it in Brilliant Diamond, but the one in Shining Pearl, that's the one I want to keep on transferring up to future games. As long as Arceus is programmed into the game. Because, like, you know, when else are we going to get the opportunity to get a legitimate shiny god? So, of course, I gotta just keep on transferring that up and using it in other games. I don't normally do that. If I did, I would only have one shiny Charizard across many games. But I don't like doing that because, you know, it's a different OT. And, you know, it doesn't have any connections to the trainer in the new game, so I gotta raise up its happiness and all that. I don't want to do that. I'd rather just shiny hunt a brand new Charizard or whatever in the new games and just keep on doing that moving forward. But Arceus, hey, that's a special case. It's shiny God. It's a better version of freaking God. My favorite Arceus form, personally, is the shiny water type. That may sound weird, because you know my favorite color is red. And then my second favorite color is green. So one would assume, wouldn't your favorite be, you know, the shiny fire form? Or maybe the shiny fighting form? And if not that, wouldn't your favorite be the shiny grass form? Well, fire and fighting, those ones aren't my red. Like, that's not the type of red that I like the most. And yeah, green is my second favorite color, and blue's my third. But something about the blue accents on the overall yellow body, it just looks really nice to me. It just looks better to me than the green accents that come with the grass typing. So my personal favorite Arceus form is the shiny water. I don't know, comment down below. Leave me a comment. What's your favorite shiny? Well, not shiny, but what's your favorite Arceus form? Regardless of if it's normal or shiny. I do have to say, though, I do very much like the steel version of the normal form. I do like that. Oh, anyways, I kind of got off topic. So the second shiny Arceus I want to hunt, I want to do it on my birthday. Which is in August, which is a couple months away from right now, which gives me plenty of time to hunt everything else. So why, you ask? Well, why not? If I got a shiny Arceus, I plan to just keep on moving forward, moving up into future games. Wouldn't it be awesome to have it say I caught the shiny Arceus on my birthday? Now, what I don't want to do is I don't want to, you know, go into the Switch's clock, change it to my birthday, and, you know, have it say my birthday because of that. No, I don't like doing that. I like doing it legit. Even if it means, which I probably will do this, even if it means I have to get the shiny Arceus a couple days in advance, not play the game, like not catch it, but just put my Switch to sleep mode, and just not catch it until my birthday, where I catch it. I know that's easier said than done, due to how hard Arceus is to catch. But, you know, in due time, we'll see. And besides, I'm in no rush. So, I can always hunt it next year. And the next. And the next. And the next. You know, it's like no rush. As long as I get one, I can catch the second one anytime I want. Because I don't think shiny Arceus, or Arceus in general, will be programmed into future games for many generations to come. At least not quite yet. Unless they do decide to bring back the National Dex. Anyways, I think I've rambled on enough about Pokemon. I need to go work out after this too. Damn. You know, something really bizarre happened, I think the last time I was on the treadmill. Ever since then, a couple days ago, I've had this weird discomfort in my left upper thigh. I don't know what it is. Like, I do recall I slept weird that morning, because I think I woke up for online class, and then I totally ditched it and went back to bed. But while I was lying in bed, preparing to fall back asleep, I do remember my legs were in a weird position. So I feel like, did I sleep weird and like pull a muscle in my upper thigh? Or did I like not stretch properly and like pull a muscle the night before when I was doing the treadmill? I don't even remember. Was I doing treadmill or was I just doing legs workout that night? Regardless, I've had this weird discomfort in my upper left thigh. It's like damn near at the base of my butt cheek. There, I said it. But that gives you an idea of where it is. Like, it's still present right now, but it's certainly less pronounced than it has been for the past few days. Which, hey, let's see. If I do the treadmill tonight, will that make it worse? We shall find out. You know, the other night, I attempted to make French onion soup. Either I fucked up, or I just don't really like French onion soup. I feel like I just made it wrong. You know, I saw Binging with Babish, his video on how to make French onion soup, so I had background-ish knowledge on how to make it. So one night, I was starting to wash the dishes. My mom called me up, like, come here and watch this, as something was airing on the TV. And it was like some sort of cooking program, where it was the Chinese channel, of course. And they were teaching how to cook French onion soup. And my mom was like, I like the soup. I want you to learn this and make me it. And I'm like, Mom, I already somewhat know how to make this. My mom was like, really? I'm like, Mom, you know it takes like at least 45 minutes to caramelize the onions, to cook the onions. And she was like, no way. You only need at least like half an hour. I'm just like, alright, half an hour if you say so. And then as I was watching the program, I'm like, you people are doing it wrong. You cut the onions, okay. And then you began cooking the onions on high heat. I'm just like, no. No, you do not begin with high heat. You begin with low to medium. And you cook it slowly. So, you know, the channel was saying like you only need to cook it for at least half an hour, and I'm just like, that is not enough time. And at your rate, you're gonna burn them shits. Well, they got the part about using water to rehydrate the onions as you're cooking them. They got that part right. Excuse me, good God. But then, the beef broth that they used was like beef bone broth. And I'm just like, why? Why? That's, okay, that's unique, but like, that's not typical. So, here's how I made the recipe. So, I cut up an enormous Spanish onion. Like, that shit was huge. It was bigger than, like, what kind of ball, pause, would it have been bigger than? Bigger than? It was certainly bigger than a baseball, but not the size of, like, a basketball. Whatever. It was bigger than a baseball, by a lot. It was, like, twice the size of a baseball. So I cut up one big-ass onion, and I began cooking it around, like, 5:30 p.m. By the way, this is the day, I think this was last Thursday. I'm playing this on a Wednesday. I think this was last Thursday. I began cooking it around, like, 5:30 in the afternoon, preparing for dinner, because I had the day off of work that day, and my mom you know, wanted me to make it. So I cut up the onion, and I was like, I'm thinking to myself, I'm gonna listen to you, Mom. You said half an hour. I'm preparing this a half hour prior. So I was cooking the onions under low to medium heat for half hour, and damn near nothing changed. I stood there for like an hour and 15 minutes cooking that damn onion until it finally became caramelized. I'm just like 30 minutes, my ass. I said at least 45 minutes, and I've been here for damn near double that. So I caramelized the onions. I don't remember what recipe I saw this in. Actually, I think it was Binging with Babish's recipe, but after the caramelized onions were basically done, what I did was I put in like a tablespoon of flour, and then I cooked that off. Like, that'll give the soup some volume later on. Let me think. Right, and then after that, I threw it into a pot of packaged beef broth. So I bought 1 carton of beef broth, like, I think the same day I bought that onion. But what I did, you know, to try to liven up the broth, was I threw in a single carrot. I threw in 1 small carrot to simmer, and then I just let it sit there all day. You know, give it a little bit of extra fresh flavor. I didn't have any celery, which I didn't think to buy that day at the grocery store. I could have thrown in green onions, or at least 1 green onion, into the broth, but I felt like there's probably going to be enough onion flavor in this soup. So I didn't do that. All I did was I just threw in a carrot, which I peeled and chopped in half. It was a small carrot too. So I let that simmer all day, and once the onions were done, I just threw the onions in. But what I had to do was I had to reserve like a tiny bit of onions, because my dad, for some stupid ass reason, he does not consume anything beef for some weird religious reason. It's like, okay, so he doesn't drink the beef broth. So what I had to do was I had to put some caramelized onions into some chicken broth. And here's the thing. My dad doesn't like onions, so he did not eat the onions. So the onions I spent over an hour cooking, my dad wasted it. And I certainly wasn't about to eat them from his nasty ass bowl. Like, I am grossed out by, you know, sharing food. So no thanks. That's a no on my part. Well, that kind of hurt, you know. But, you know, it's no big deal, because he didn't know I spent an hour cooking those onions. To him, it was just softened onions in a bowl of chicken soup. Not even chicken soup, just chicken broth. So it's like, whatever. Also keep in mind, like, I did not have, like... What kind of cheese goes on top? Whatever, regardless, I did not have the correct type of cheese. What I had was like a ball of mozzarella in the fridge. I almost said in the cheese. A ball of mozzarella in the fridge that I believe was, you know, on the verge of expiring. So I just, you know, threw little chunks of mozzarella, chopped up mozzarella into the soup. And, you know, normally I love cheese, but I feel like, you know, that did not go too good together. So that's why I said I didn't really like what I made, which is essentially just cooked onions inside beef broth with a couple of pieces of cheese inside. Like, I feel like what I made low-key sucked. So, more than likely, I just made it wrong. And I'm sure if I taste the soup that a professional made, I would like the soup a lot more. But just based on what I made, I'm not a big fan of the soup. I'm sure it would also help a lot if you home make your broth. Like, make some fresh homemade beef broth. You know, throw in some actual veggies and spices in there. Well, I don't have time for that. I hardly had enough time to cook the damn onions alone. I don't have a pressure cooker, which would be very helpful in making your own broth, but oh well. Maybe one day. Maybe one day when I've graduated, and have way more time on my hands. But yeah, that's just a fun little story about me sucking and making French onion soup. Oh yeah, in terms of the bread, I didn't have baguettes either, but I did have dinner rolls in the fridge. And I think I ran out of garlic too. But luckily I had this, you know, Walmart bought garlic butter. So I melted that, and then I just, you know, brushed it onto some of the dinner rolls. And then toasted it in the oven. And voila. I didn't put it on top of the soup, because, you know, that would instantly sog up. So I had garlic buttered dinner rolls toasted next to some pretty trash onion soup. Trust me, people, you would not want to taste my cooking. You know, that's part of the reason why I don't ever want to work in a restaurant. That's just me. I like to cook, but for myself and my family. You know, when you cook in a restaurant, at least from what I gathered from watching Kitchen Nightmares, when you cook in a restaurant, you know, you cook the exact same dishes over and over. Like, you're on a time limit too. If you cook a dish and you take way too long to cook it, then the customer will get upset, they'll get impatient, and if you make them wait too long, then they'll walk out. And then there's also, you know, the concern, like, if you cook it wrong, then there'll be complaints, there'll be bad reviews, or, God forbid, you cook some rotten ingredients and a customer gets sick. Like, I don't want that. I don't want to restrict myself from cooking the same ingredients, cooking the same recipes. I don't want to be rushed in terms of what I make, and I certainly don't want to make anyone sick. If it's my own family, I would still feel bad, but, you know, that's not a potential lawsuit right there. So, as much as I like to cook, I don't think I would ever want to cook in a restaurant, nor own my own restaurant. I'm not even saying I'm qualified to anyways. I never went to culinary school. I just watch a few videos online and learn from my mom how to cook. At the very least, I know how to cook for myself if I ever have to survive. And when I mean survive, I don't mean in the wilderness. I mean if I'm left alone at home for like a week. My parents can at least have a sigh of relief. I don't starve to death. You know, they can feel relieved. I won't starve to death, but they'll probably be so annoyed when I call them like, "There's a centipede in the house. I need you guys to come home right now and deal with it." Which I have done that before. I called them before, like, when's the fastest you can get home? Oh, something I didn't mention either. I believe yesterday, from when I'm playing this, not when you're watching this, but yesterday it was announced that the sequel to this game is delayed. And then I saw on Twitter, like, the perfect release date that the sequel could have. It was like, Nintendo usually releases big titles on Fridays. What is March 3rd, 2023? A Friday. March 3rd, 2023 would be to the day, what, the 6th year anniversary of when Breath of the Wild 1 came out. So imagine 6 years later, to the day, the sequel comes out. That, to me, would be perfect. They didn't say when in 2023 the game would be delayed to. So for all we know, it could be early. It could be, you know, the first third month, within the first 3 months. Oops. I don't know, once in the future, if you're watching this in the future and we already have our hands on the sequel, you can come back and laugh at me on how very incorrect I am about all this, but as of right now, it was just announced that the sequel is getting delayed to 2023. So don't blame me on information that I only know right now. You may have also noticed, since the last time I played, I also lost my yellow heart and stamina wheels. Well, the yellow heart wasn't hard to lose, but the stamina wheel, I accidentally, you know, used up a chip in the yellow heart, not yellow heart, in the yellow wheel. So I figured, you know what, let me just use up both of them for no reason. And once I'm done rupee grinding, then when I'm truly done with the game, then I'll get myself that yellow shit back. Ooh, I got a scale for that one. That's okay. A scale, I think, sells for 150. So literally the price tag cut in half. It's okay, it happens from time to time. I got 105 right now. Let moi see. 105 times 300. That's 31,500 rupees. Not bad. Not bad at all. I've almost been grinding for an hour. Imagine how long it took me to do this the previous 2 times I've been doing this. Where I did this. Like the two previous times I 100%ed this game also includes maxing out rupees. So imagine how long it took me to do that 2 times. I don't know how much longer I'm going to go for. I have been sitting here rambling for about an hour, doing nothing but this exact same shit over and over. Well, the other day I opened my Ridley amiibo. I have 2. I bought one the day it came out, and then around the time Metroid Dread was coming out, you know, I got another one, because, well, it was actually my friend who went and got it for me. Got the Metroid Dread amiibos, and then he just picked up a second Ridley one for me. Of course, you know, I had to pay him back, so I also had to pay him back for the Ridley. So technically, I bought a second Ridley amiibo. I was debating. I could just resell it on eBay, or I could refund it, get the money back. But then I decided a couple days ago, you know what? I'll just open it. Have one open, have one sealed. There's a Lionel up there. I don't know if you guys noticed, but yeah, there's a Lionel up there. So I could go and fight it and get another bow to just keep on doing this. It's 11 p.m. for me right now. I can't believe I'm actually doing this. You know, like I said at the beginning, there's a reason why I'm recording this instead of streaming it. Even when I did the Koroks, that didn't have a lot of interest. Imagine if I streamed this as a bonus after I said I finished the game. There would absolutely be no interest. I mean, can you blame them? Can I blame them? No, I do not. But can you blame them? Look at the content I'm putting out right now. In fact, like, the most valuable thing you would come to watch this would be for the commentary, and I don't know who would do that. I still gotta work out. Then shower. Oh yeah, something I didn't mention. Tomorrow's Thursday, which normally I would get the day off. But I don't think I'm going to get Thursdays off anymore. I think from now on, I'm probably just gonna get Mondays off. Reason for that being staff scheduling. Which, you know, is no big deal. You know, like... I mean, I still get 1 day a week where I get to sleep in. And, you know, work is dead. So, what I do at work anyways is just game. Game and do my work, do my assignments for school whenever I actually have them. So, it's like... Whoops! I did not mean to do that. So it's like no big deal as long as I get at least 1 day a week off. In fact, it's probably better that I get a Monday off now. Because Thursdays, I have a class at like 4 in the afternoon. Which is an absolutely useless class. I don't even have to attend. I just do to make my professor not feel as bad. Because, you know, it's an elective course. People don't typically show up for that. Whenever I show up for class, I see like there's only 7 other students, like 7 students total, including me, who attend. Like I'm sure professors don't feel that great knowing that the topic that they're teaching, you know, not that many people actually show up. And you know what? I paid for the class anyways, so I may as well show up. Like I see in the online Zoom meeting for my class, it says 8 participants total, and one of them has to be the professor. So that means there's 7 students, including me. So even though the class is totally useless and I don't even pay attention to what the professor's saying, I still show up. So it's like no big deal if I take that class during work. Because I don't pay attention, I just have it on. And I just go and game. I just do my own stuff. So it doesn't matter if I have Thursdays off work or not. But Mondays, I have an 8 a.m. class. So I can wake up, attend that, and then go back to sleep. You know, instead of 8 a.m. class, then go to work. Oh yeah, something I wanted to correct about myself too. A couple parts ago, I mentioned some some of my top Walking Dead deaths. I mentioned Spencer. I meant Aiden. Spencer was the one who was gutted by Negan. Aiden was the one who got impaled and ripped apart. So that was my bad. Look, there's a lot of characters on Walking Dead, okay? And another death that I did not mention, which I didn't even think about until afterwards, is Sam. Like, good God, that death haunts you. Like, that one in particular. When you see a child get ripped apart and then screaming for their mom while in pain, that haunts you. That can keep you up at night. And can I be honest? I've only ever seen that death once, and that was when the episode aired. I've never been able to go back and rewatch it. It's the same as Noah's. Like, I have not seen Noah's death ever since the episode first aired. I don't know if I ever can. And like I said, even if I do a Walking Dead rewatch, I think I have to either look away or skip those deaths. It's amazing this show has the rating that it does. So I don't know, I think... Ooh, what would be worse though? I think my top 2 deaths, in terms of how brutal they are, still have to be Noah and that guy who got his face eaten at Terminus. And then in terms of number 3, I don't know. I think Aiden and Sam might be tied for that. You know, speaking of which, like, I went to the supermarket the other day, and we were about to buy a fish for dinner. Because, I don't know, I didn't really pay attention in, like, you know, American supermarkets. But in Asian supermarkets, there's a fish section where, you know, you can pick your own live fish. They'll like grab the fish net, like fish it out. They'll kill it, and bam! There's no fresher fish than that. Yeah, there are places like, I don't know, No Frills here in Canada. I don't know if No Frills exists in the U.S. But like, you know, there's supermarkets where they'll have already what's the word I'm looking for? They'll have fish that's packaged, that's already been separated and filleted. But if you want even fresher than that, you pick your own fish that's still alive. They kill it on the spot. Which, I got 2 things to say about that. One, you know, the smell of the fish market, this might sound weird, but is really nostalgic to me. Because my grandparents' place, in order to get there, I always would have to walk past a fish market. So it's like, and to be honest, their place is literally not even 5 minutes of walking from a fish market. So I would always have to walk past a fish market to get to my grandparents' place. So I always associated the smell of a fish market with my grandparents' place. That's number 1. You know, the smell of a dirty-ass fish market being very nostalgic to me. And number 2, it's like, am I the only one who finds it a little inhumane to treat fish like that? I mean, I understand, like, there's no other way in terms of getting fish any fresher. But it's like, Dang, that's the last moment of their lives, and they're spent trapped in a tiny little confined space. And then, you know, once it's unfortunately their turn, they're suffocated, you know, by being taken out of the water, and then they get their head bashed in until they're dead. You know, they get Luciled to death. At least for the fish in the market there, at least it happens quick. I'm sure it's very painful. Because, you know, they are getting bashed in the head until death. But at least, like, from what I've seen, it only takes, like, one swing. One hit to the noggin. And at the very worst, two. Wait, no. At the very best. Sometimes it takes 2 hits, but at the very best, it takes 1 hit. Which, you know, would be even worse if the fish is still alive, yet on the brink of death because it had its head caved in. So it can do nothing until it dies, still feeling that head trauma. I just don't like the world we live in. Okay? This is a cruel world. Nature is cruel. The hell is happening on the screen? So since the last time I played, instead of streaming this, you know, I've been streaming a different Zelda game, and that being Skyward Sword, because I do love Skyward Sword to death. Arguably my favorite Zelda game. Arguably. Because, you know, I don't know yet. I do love it very much, but I do love other Zelda games too. Like, I do love this game. I also love Ocarina of Time, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess. You know, Majora's Mask as well. But I think Majora's Mask is just lower than the ones I mentioned. Because Ocarina of Time's just more iconic. And come on, Majora's Mask is difficult. Have you seen Stone Tower Temple? That dungeon is insane. But yeah, now I'm streaming Skyward Sword. I've explained this while playing the game, but for anyone who, you know, is curious. So yes, I did play Skyward Sword completely on the channel already. I did a playthrough of it. So why am I playing the game again? Only this time I'm lime streaming it like the fruit. Why am I live streaming it this time? Well, I love this game so freaking much, I'm more than happy to play it again. It's always a treat to me to replay this game. I played it minimum a dozen times as a kid. And now I'm playing it for the second time in HD. So I'm always happy to replay it. And also, another reason why I'm replaying it again, but live streaming it this time, I don't believe this game gets enough love. This game, in fact, gets a lot of hate. You know, for, like, motion controls. This game actually is very controversial. Like, a lot of people hate this game. A lot of people despise it. I love it. And I feel like this game does not get enough love as it deserves. So if me playing the game again, even, you know, exposes it to one more person, then that's worth it. Another reason why I'm playing it is because a certain dickbag of a friend of mine, like, he only watches me when I'm live and does not watch anything that I put out there, any video I record and post. And because of that, it makes me want to expose him to this amazing game. So if he's so hell-bent, if he's so insistent on not watching anything I put out there, and only watching me when I'm live, well, so be it. Then I'll play the game live, and you'll have to watch me then. God, that was a thick burp right there. A thick burp from your boy's thick wrists. You know, if he ends up hating the game or very much disliking it, fine, I can accept that. But at least give the game a fair chance. You know, like, look at the game, experience it, and if you don't like it, fine. You don't have to, but at least give it a chance. You know, every time I text him, like, I want to stream Skyward Sword, or I text him, yo, I'm about to stream Skyward Sword, he's always like, ooh, Skyward Sword, I'm busy. He's like, I'm busy to watch your streams unless it's like Five Nights at Freddy's or something that he's interested in. Another friend of mine, he sent me a screenshot like, you should send this to the next person who asks you to stream Valorant. And it's a picture of Marvel Studios, what if you shut the fuck up? Because for those who don't know, I cannot stream Valorant. I literally cannot. Because everything I'm playing on right now is a laptop. I do not have a PC. And my laptop cannot run Valorant and stream it. I tried it once, and it clearly did not work. Like, it can barely run Valorant as is. And for me to actually stream the game while playing it, yeah, that'll make this laptop go RIP. And a lot of people ask me to play Valorant, and I tell them all the time, I've told you this before, I physically cannot. Like, ask me one more goddamn time, I swear to God. When I get a PC and I am able to stream it, I will purposely not, just because you guys keep on annoying me about it. But yeah, so I'm not streaming Skyward Sword. Because nobody's gonna watch this anyways. Like, I would normally plug in, you know, shamelessly plug, if you want to catch me live, my Twitch is in the link in the description. But nobody watches these. So for everyone's convenience, as usual, as always, the VODs to the streams I post will be posted here on the channel, unless Twitch decides to vaporize them again. Not save them. Which, in that point, I'll be very disappointed. You know, because it's out of my control. I think I'm going to end this soon. I've gotten... How many did I get? I got 150, because I already started off with 1. So I got 150 of them right now. God, this is going to take a very long time, you know? Because if I go an hour and a half, and I've only gotten this many, like, I need to max out 999 at least 3 times. So if I do, like, say roughly 150 per each of these, 2 of them would be 300, 4 of them would be 600, 6 of them would be 900. It would take 7 of these. It would take roughly 7 of them, of these, to get 999. And then that times 3, at least 3, 7, 14, 21. So roughly around like 20 of these is what we could all expect for me to max out rupees. So I see I'm at an hour and 21-ish. I'll aim around for an hour and a half. Well, if you guys out there want to grind rupees and max out, best of luck to you. I cannot believe I am doing this for a 3rd time, and you can bet your ass I will do this in the sequel as well. You know, it'd be great if in the sequel they give you an option to transfer over the materials you have in this game. But of course, like, after you finish the game and beat the final boss. Like, now that you beat the final boss, we see that you have save data from the original Breath of the Wild. Would you like to bring over all the materials you had in that game? And then bam! All my rupees from this game goes over to the sequel. You know, that'd be awesome. But I don't think they would do that. I mean, they've never done it before. But this is a newer console, like a more advanced console than, say, like the 3DS. And it wouldn't make sense for that to be the case in, like, you know, other times when we've had a direct sequel. Like Majora's Mask to Ocarina of Time, it wouldn't make sense for you to transfer over all your data, all your items and save data from Ocarina of Time into Majora's Mask. It would not have made sense for that to be the case from Wind Waker to Phantom Hourglass. Wouldn't be the case for Zelda 1 to Zelda 2. Like, it never would have made sense for that to happen in the past. But who knows? The Zelda team's doing new stuff with every game. Maybe they could do that for once. I'm certainly not counting on it, but hey, it's just an idea. Whew, tired. Very tired. I woke up early this morning, a little too early, like panicking about that presentation due today that honestly I don't even know why I was stressing about, because like I said, I already gave up on this class. I gave up on all hopes to pass this class. So why was I the one who was stressing out the most? So I woke up a little too early this morning, a little earlier than normal. And after this, it's already like 11:25 at night for me. I still gotta go work out, shower, and then I get to go to bed. If only tomorrow I did have a day off, then I could have a good ass night of sleep. A little while ago, I mentioned My Dress Up Darling, the anime. I mentioned how I was watching that. Well, right now, season 1's over. And I must say, the season 1 finale was kind of dull. It didn't feel like a season finale at all. Like, nothing really happened. It just felt like a normal episode, and then, well, season's over. I think it was episode 11 that made me cringe so much. Like, I haven't cringed that much since episode 2. You know, with that episode's tsunami of fan service. Like, I haven't cringed so hard in the show ever since episode 2, not season 2. Ever since episode 2, to the point where I had to get up. I had to pause the episode, get up and walk away, take a breath. Take a breather. Because when they went to that quote-unquote love hotel, and then, you know, you got a good look around at what the place is, I'm just like, oh my goodness, these two didn't just go to no damn love hotel, they went to a whole porn studio. And then Marin was looking on the bedside. She was like, they even have a massager too. At that moment, I got up, screaming like, oh no, no, that's no damn massager, that's a freaking magic wand. I think that's what it's called, that's a damn vibrator. And then near the end of the episode, well, certain parts, she was like, you should keep a condom in your wallet because that brings good luck. Here, I'll go find one. And then she found like a jar of it in the room. It's like, of course those would be there. Of course this place would just, you know, I don't know. Of course that place would offer the condoms. There, that's the word I was looking for. And then when Gojo asked her in a succubus outfit to, you know, get up on top of him for that picture, at that moment I paused and I was like, you didn't think that through, did you? You didn't think that through at all, did you, my man? You completely forgot about where you are, what kind of outfit she got on, and what you just asked her to do. You didn't think that through at all, did you? And then at the very end of the episode, you know, when after their little incident, where, to be honest, nothing happened. You know, he was lying down in his bed, face all red and blushing. One hand was pounding his head as he was repeating her name. What I couldn't help but notice was, where that other hand at? That other hand was down below. We didn't get to see it. What that other hand doing? Yeah, I think that's... how many bows did I use up? I used up 3 bows. I think that's more than enough for today. I'm like, is this motherfucker jacking off right now? I swear to God, I will end this anime right now if he is. They didn't really cover that, like they never brought it back up. Well, that alone got this whole thing demonetized. I'm not even monetized for this stuff anyways, but if I was, demonetized now. I didn't miss any pieces of horn, right? Like, shard of ferocious horn? Like, did any fall down there? I'm about to end this, so it wouldn't hurt if I jumped down to take a double check. I don't see any. Because I think rarely they could fall down here. Somewhere. Or on that side. No, but I do see a bunch of whiz robes. What's under this? Just a stone. I'm here anyway, so why not? First, get rid of the top one. Then, I probably want to stand on the other side to get rid of this one. I don't think it matters. You know what? Never mind. It didn't matter. Nice! I got... Did I break the pieces of flint? Like, I got 3 from that. Okay. I will go back to my little man cave. And I'll end it there. As the usual. I wonder if anyone actually is going to watch these. See, that's another reason why I want to do this. See the information up in the top right? It shows your progress. So, you know, to have the rupees not maxed out, to me feels incomplete. So I have to do it. Also because I did it in the previous 2 times. The previous 2 files where I 100%ed. Yes, there is a lizard here! Yes, pick it up. Okay. I almost missed it too. I was mashing A. Well, there's one more arrow. That'll get me 1 more piece of horn. I keep saying piece of horn. You know, it's kind of makes more sense to me than shard of horn. Which I guess shard makes sense too. I'm not going to sell this right now. I also pre-cooked some food, and I got rid of all the useless stuff here too. I'm going to sell this on my own and cook more to sell. I'm not going to sell these right now. What I want to do is I want to see how much it's worth. I want to sell them when I have all 999. So 51,300 plus what I have right now. Let me see. 135, 200 plus 51,300. That would equal 186,500. So 186,500 rupees. So that's what we ended off today. I'll sell, like I said, I'll sell it all once I have all 999. Oh boy, Linky boy here about to get rich. You know what I might do also off screen is I might go fight some Linos. Get some of their bows too. But before I end it, let me heal myself by sleeping. Link deserves some sleep because he technically spent months out there. Hold on, let me check. I started off with 999 arrows. I ended off at 829,999 minus 829 equals 170. 170 days Link was out there. Divide by roughly 30. So 5.6 months he was out there grinding for these horns. Link has not been home for 5 months. I'd say he more than deserves two resting sessions on his bed. You know what's weird? That they don't give you the option to upgrade your bed in this game to, like, what was the other option? An ultra soft one where they give you a yellow heart? I guess that would be too broken. Anyways, I'm gonna call it there. So thanks for watching the beginning of these bonus Breath of the Wild videos. And I'll see you guys next time for essentially the same damn thing, where I will keep on doing this for like 20 parts to grind for these horns, to grind for rupees. I also saw this meme on Instagram. It's the Mr. Mosby, it's the law meme. So it's like, why do you save twice in video games? It's the law! Alright. Bye now. Just gonna leave it off of that. Bye.